Hi, good morning. We're Rick and Carie Bernard, missionaries serving in the Dominican Republic. I hope you've enjoyed our first ever virtual mission trip with DR Missions. We want to share with you a special ministry from the early years. Probably the first and most impactful ministry that we've been a part of. To say it was a divine appointment is definitely an understatement. Just after moving to the DR nearly 20 years ago, there was a big storm. Carie and I happened to be out looking for a new place for a house that we could house our ministry in. One thing that we noticed was there was white sheets and clothes hanging out all over a neighborhood. So we looked in there and it intrigued us. So we went by to find out they also had furniture and bedding everywhere laid out because there had been such a serious flood the night before.
We'd actually turned in to a dump, and we saw little children scavenging around, looking for something to eat that they were cooking over the little fires. Well, I remember at the time that they wouldn't have anything to do with us. As we got out of our van, the adults came up to us, and they were very demanding about giving them something, because they assumed that we were from the government, and so they were very disgruntled with us. But so we only stayed a brief amount of time. We looked around and realized that we had come upon a refugee area that was housing so many Haitians and Dominicans that just lived in these shacks that were made out of tin or anything that they could put together. So we stayed for about 10 minutes, and I think that there was a little fear on both sides, to tell you the truth. And so we left. But God had stirred our hearts for this area. And so we returned, and we stayed 20 minutes. And later we returned, and we stayed another 20 minutes. But we kept staying a little longer and a little longer until we were able to stay today. And the fear and the discouragement that was met on that first trip is now a place of friendship and relationships, and a place of joy that we have when we go.
Amen.
An example is the first person I think most of you have met when you first arrive at the camp is a beautiful soul called Abuela, and she will wrap her arms around you and ask you to come into her house first, and she will tell you all about her family and ask you to pray for her house first and to spend time with her first. And we call her the unofficial welcome wagon. I know you guys know who I'm talking about that have been there.
Today, only by God's grace, mission leaders can take teams through that area that now is a very welcoming neighborhood. They can go there, they can pray, they do outreaches, they do medical wellness clinics, so much more.
Yes.
Or a lot of times they'll just walk through and hold the hands and love on the kids as they walk through the area. We've been very intentional about doing projects that are sustainable, that they continue to help and offer long-term aid.
Yes.
We're committed to serve the least of these for God's glory.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your week. God bless.
Amen.